and the enlarged party walked out towards the aircraft. As the party waited, a tractor and trailer appeared in the background. Hidden men opened fire. Congressman Ryan, 2 reporters, and an NBC cameraman were killed. Several other journalists and defectors were injured.
Could you tell us about the details of the murders in Guyana, exactly how they were killed?
Well, Dr. Mutu, the pathologist at the site in Jonestown, said that 70 to 80% of the bodies had a fresh needle mark in the back of the left shoulder blade at a point they could not have reached themselves, and that the body showed evidence of having been forced to take the shots. And the official coroner's verdict for Matthews Ridge by the Guyanese judge and jury that looked into the situation was that all the people had been murdered, that not one had been a suicide. Mutu found evidence of gunshot wounds and strangulation in many of the other bodies. There's no way that cyanide pathology explains the condition of those bodies all face down, and you could see drag marks, and the body count went up because the area was surrounded by 350 Guyanese troops, about 200 British Black Watch troops, which are the equivalent of their Green Berets, and American Green Berets that came in with the body cleanup teams that spent the period of the 5 days murdering people, rounding them up in the jungle.
Do you think that Jim Jones was actively involved with the CIA?
I do now. We knew that there had been an article in the San Mateo Times in December of '79 which indicated that the deputy chief of mission there, Richard Dwyer, was in fact the CIA station chief.
A man named Dwyer was the head of the CIA here. I mean, the CIA had a presence here.
One man who was not executed at the airstrip was Richard Dwyer, the undercover CIA man from the American Embassy, seen here peeling off from Ryan's party seconds before the tractor arrives. Where Dwyer was in the next few hours is key to one of the mysteries that still lies at the heart of the Jonestown tragedy.
There was a tape made at the time of the murders and suicides there, with Jones yelling, "Get Dwyer out of here, get Dwyer out of here."
Get Dwyer out of here before something happens to him. Dwyer? I'm not talking about you, Dara. I said Dwyer.
And the indications are that it was Dwyer who went back into Jonestown after Lee was murdered and was there at the time. And there's great questions just who shot Jim Jones and why, whether Jones was shot to shut him up. George Philip Blakey was a top Jones aide, and he was the man who arranged the purchase or the lease of the land in Guyana, provided the money and arranged the lease down there in 1974. He also is tracked now as being a CIA operative. A lot of documentation which I will allow you to hear today, it indicates the strong possibility that Jonestown and the People's Temple was in reality a mass mind control experiment conducted by the CIA as a follow-up to something called MK Ultra, which they conducted from the early 50s through 1974. It's my impression at this time that they were conducting some sort of mind control experiments. For example, they had a very modern hospital down there which they bragged about. So modern that in that population they had medical checkups for everyone every day. So there's no need for that unless you're conducting experiments where you're having control groups and you're giving people, and they're giving their vitamins every day. And it's my guess that they were just using them as guinea pigs to see what they could do under isolated circumstances. They take them off into a jungle someplace far away from everybody. They get them there somehow, and then they're able to see how these various drugs work on different groups. The long delay in anyone getting in, or the press getting in there, was caused by a deliberate attempt to manufacture the story, which has now been accepted and sold successfully to the American people. I'm alleging that the media picture that was printed was that you don't have to worry about these people because they're crazy, they'll do anything, and they're not like us.